Greetings, I'm Rodger Newbold, and welcome to episode 17 of Experience Photography. My fellow photographer, my partner, and my editor for this episode is Mr. Matt Rich. He's the man with the Midas touch. He's the one that brings all of the gold that you see here on the screen to energy and life every episode. Thanks for all your hard work there, Mr. Matt. Where are you?
Hello, everyone.
There you are. In our most recent past vlog, we spoke of telephoto lenses and zoom variations thereon. We outlined a number of areas where they really excel. We also showed a quantity of compelling images, examples for inspiration. Now, we really hope that you were able to get out and isolate some new subjects using the telephoto and telephoto techniques. Today, we're going to talk about creating abstract photographs. Now, if we ask 10 people, what is an abstract? We get 10 different explanations and definitions. So to speed things up here, and maybe come to a consensus, abstract means that something is non-representational. Well, that didn't help very much. Most examples show scrambled mess. They really been or are going nowhere. Thus we know what it is not meant to be. As a result, let's agree that it is something symbolic or emblematic or perhaps suggestive or figurative, an impression of something else. It does contain an essential part of the item or a selected direction that the viewer can endorse or have an opinion of. In this digital age, photography offers not just great picture-taking opportunities that are open to all, but it can also unlock the bounds of the artist's imagination and incorporating natural, and in today's case, the synthetic world that's all around them, to produce images of stunning artistic credibility. Now, due to such lenient descriptions, abstract photography is one of the less, challenging styles. It's easy to learn, but extremely hard to master. So let's dive in and maybe attempt to acquire some needed expertise. Abstract form is realized when the photographer, through a variety of techniques, takes a subject and changes it to look like, something else entirely. Let's take a look at figure number 1. It's my self-portrait. In this photograph, I attempted to take something known and modify it into something entirely different and only suggestive of what it once was. I used a monochromatic layer with a limited color layer over the top. And then I used a wet plate filter and then added on top of that and cropped it to an unusual aspect ratio. That was my figure 1, my self-portrait. Well, I don't think any customer is going to come running in and asking you to make them look that weird. But then you never know. However, give a self-portrait a go. It's free. You're always there. And it's rather fun. First, a free low-stress method to commence abstract imaging is to get the camera into a more curious position before releasing the shutter. Sort of like the Camera Sutra. Oh, by the way, there's the chart, the Camera Sutra. You can try this worm's eye view from below the subject. So take a look at figure 2. It's an upward spiral. While you probably don't want to be known as the photographer who always takes photos while laying on the ground, switching up your position every once in a while can lead to mighty interesting results. Now make an attempt at the bird's eye view, looking down on something, on some subject. I got an idea. Borrow your neighbor's ladder. They really enjoy that. Stand on the tailgate of your truck, or, you can always go high tech with a drone. Something different is bound to give you a suggestion. There are many ways to get elevated. Any non-standard point of view will add an abstract quality to your work. Think of those in our most recent episode. We suggested the wide angle or a telephoto and long exposure looks. So take a look at figure 3, the salt of the earth. It's a wide angle detail by Matt. Look at figure number 4, eternity, another detail by Matt. Second, endeavor to get in a bit closer to your subject. You'll soon discover a hidden world of repeating patterns, colorful arrangements, and mysterious terrains. Macro, in its own right, is a highly celebrated avenue, but with an abstract approach, its true artistic worth may be exhibited. As we referred to you in early episode number 10, you can use an inexpensive glassless extension tube to get closer to the subject, or perhaps a really cheap close-up magnifying filter, or one of the odd lens offerings from lensbaby.com, or you can always use a true close-up macro lens to make it all happen. The discoveries can be eye-popping because we normally do not see things so intimately. Take a look at figure number 5. Figure 5 is pancakes, like you don't ever see them. And it goes to that old adage, don't forget your camera when you go out to eat. Less Ansel, more Picasso. Abstract photography can be intimidating to photographers because of the amount of freedom that comes with it. The rules are, what am I talking about? There are no rules. The saying, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Well, abstract photography is exactly what the viewer makes of it, and it can hold many different interpretations. It can have many views and opinions. With that much freedom, raises the anxiety level to sometimes a painful intensity if you're too anchored to the ground. Untie the knot, and just one day, let yourself go and maybe be Jackson Pollock. Any kind of photography is subjective, and everyone has a different opinion and responses. The only way you'll ever really know about abstract is to just let loose and give it a go. Third, nature is full absolutely full of the most unusual and staggering beautiful patterns. Now, the key to finding these is quite simply open to your eyes to everything. You'll see them everywhere. Plants, rocks, colorful trees, rippling water. They're all a good place to start. Look at figure number 6. This is by Matt. It's called Gold in Motion. Look at the abstract nature of what's happening in front of that lens. I mean, that's absolutely, totally beautiful. Now, once your photograph is uploaded to your computer, you can use Photoshop absolutely as much as you wish until you find something that you deem as impressive. In most cases, with abstract photography, you don't have to worry too much about post-processing. It's highly likely you've already rigged up your set to produce images that you want. But then again, there's no harm in experimenting. Let's take a look at figure number 7. Look up, work like the Fauves did in the turn of the 20th century. This is number 4. They used bright, explosive color, bold forms, and self-expression. The painters did it to reveal their emotional condition. Carry on, Matisse. Now, there is a pond of static autumn leaves, and I duplicated it into 4 layers in Photoshop, and in each layer was processed to a different hue and saturation, as well as opacity. And then in post-processing, an experiment I did was I gave each layer a little bit of a twist. I like the idea, and it'll boost your ideas in the abstract arena. One of the advantages of shooting abstract shots, it's so inexpensive. You don't need to purchase super duper equipment or objects or spend money on travel expenses. You don't even have to coerce your kids into modeling. Everything is easily accessible and around the comfort of your own home. It's absolutely perfect. Like Ruth Bernhard told me in a class, you should be able to find a subject within 30 feet of where you're at. So let's take a look at figure number 8. Matt absolutely rocks the jack-o'-lantern abstract. Low cost, a night at home, bold colors, and just in time for the season. Figure 8 is the jack-o'-lantern. Good work, Matt. Just imagine sitting at home. It's scorching hot. Pop some ice cubes into your favorite beverage, into a glass. Zowie! Another abstract shot. 2 birds with 1 stone. Take a look at figure number 9. Now, 5th, try some work that shouts abstract right from the get-go. Now, anything in monochrome, or also known as black and white. Figure number 10. It's the Monochrome Spire by Matt. This is very nice. What a sky. I mean, this is super. And it does make it an abstract. Sometimes you may find the famous, they're just trying to hide out in the canyon country. Now, I trapped this one in monochrome as an abstract, but I think you'll recognize him anyway in figure number 11. Hey, Mr. Leno. Keep your eyes open and mind active. Sometimes superheroes fly, and then they're low, and they're fast you have to be fast to ensnare them. The Flying Man absolutely, totally surprised me. Take a look at 12. 6th, An abstract is the very meaning of in-camera movement. Now, we'll get to more on this in a future episode. But a longish shutter speed and sweeping the camera up and down during the exposure will provide a tremendous tree shot. So look at figure number 13. This is another abstract example of motion. The time the camera is still and the sky is moving. Look at number 14, another one by Matt. What a great shot. Today, you received 6 slick starters to get you conceptualizing in abstract terms and help you in outrageous expressiveness. Choose a subject, anything you find visually interesting or intriguing, and let fantasy fly. You know, the artist's journey is one of self-discovery, and it will last as long as you're alive, and maybe longer. It seems to be one hellacious test to understand yourself and be able to state your individual point of view. Matter of fact, it may require many years worth of thoughts percolating through, maybe countless experiences, to see them revealed through the camera. All I can say is it doesn't have to be easy. It just has to be possible. Now, dream big, my friends. With the U.S. holiday of Halloween coming up, you can't miss. You cannot miss. Just plop down a portable background. Go outside. You may even have to dress up a bit. You can have fun. Seek excitement. Point that camera. Try every shutter speed in the book. What an amusing time. Now, these 2 past pictures that you've just taken a look at that Matt's posting are by Joey L. in New York City. Check out his books. He's got some really great stuff. It's Joey Lawrence Photography. Now, our time is up for today, and Matt and I certainly hope we've given you some quantity of new powerful ideas to go and try out. If this has been of value to you, please give us that big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And by all means, let your friends know we offer experienced advice with which everyone can become a better photographer and simply have more fun. Now, please keep those comments coming in. We really appreciate them all. And I hope you found this one to be the best darn vlog you watched this week. Now, I salute to you. Until we meet again, cheerio.